What will humans be like in 1,000 years? From primates discovering fire to intelligent humans discussing and contemplating their own brains, we have come a long way from where we started. We went from having hairy caveman bodies to having tall, slender physiques. These dramatic changes have occurred slowly over hundreds of thousands of years. So it begs the question, have we stopped evolving? If the answer is no, then what changes to our mind and bodies will happen? What will our lives be like? Well, here are a couple of possibilities of what humans will look like and how we might be living in 1,000 years. So first, let's understand why humans evolve in the first place. Just like any other animal, a huge factor in our evolution is environmental changes. Over time, animals and humans will adapt to the changes occurring around them, and if they don't, their species will consequently die off. The first and most subtle change we could see is racial differences becoming less prominent. As the climate rises, we will likely see an increase in people moving from their coastal areas to avoid the impacts of the water levels rising. As droughts become more severe, the population in water-rich areas will increase. Over the years, these mass migrations will result in racial differences becoming less and less prominent. Children having new traits such as dark skin and blue eyes will become increasingly common. We can assume that in the future, the population will become more and more racially similar. Although these environmental changes are still a contributor to our evolution, our main source of change will stem from technological advancements. In terms of dramatic physical changes, the scariest yet most likely change we could see is the blend of human and technology. We're already seeing technology being used to aid humans in the medical field. Prosthetics, pacemakers, and hip replacements are just the beginning. In the future, we could see technology being used merely to improve human performance. Things such as bionic eyes would become the norm, as it would allow people to see an array of new colors, different frequencies, and energies. Brain implants that would allow us to master skills would also become common. These would allow us to learn a skill that would typically take thousands of hours of practice within seconds. A process called synaptic plasticity would make our brains learn via electrical stimulation. Microchipping humans for convenience purposes has already begun. In Sweden, microchipping is surprisingly quite common. This replaces the need for keys, wallets, and other security concerns. If this is what we are already capable of, in 1,000 years we can assume that humans and technology will be seamlessly intertwined. The Netflix series Black Mirror touches on the likely consequences of such inventions. Continuously having your consciousness recorded and monitored could result in serious privacy breaches. Will the installation of chips become common practice? Not only will these changes impact the way we operate, but will fuse human and machine together indefinitely. Already, humans are talking about colonizing Mars. If this is truly what our future entails, what are we to expect in terms of our evolution? If we stay on track with our Mars migration endeavor, some of the Earth's population will eventually procreate in outer space. We will see a drastic change in the physical appearance of those who live on Mars. Due to its low amounts of gravity, our bone structure would change, making us chubbier, taller, and with longer limbs. In terms of physical attributes, there would essentially be two different types of Homo sapiens. Our lives in the future are going to change dramatically. From brain implants to Mars babies, our mind and bodies are going to completely change. If these changes happen now, would you be a part of the human and technology hybrids? Will our species turn into superhumans that have the intellect and knowledge of a computer system? Who knows?